Yo, I maybe this is just a hot take from me, but I personally think that the Spurs did a fine job. Okay, I'm not overreacting. Look, I understand losing DeJounte Murray sucked. Okay, DeJounte Murray was awesome. First off, they got such a haul. They got a protected 2023 first round pick, two unprotected first round picks, and the rights to swap the 2026 first round pick. And then they waived Daniil Gallinari, sent Jock Landale and DeJounte Murray over there. But one thing I do want to be honest is, guys, the reason why they traded DeJounte Murray, and I love DeJounte Murray, they were in the play in 2 years in a row. And I think the one thing I'm scared of is that we might have a surprise announcement that Greg Popovich retires, but at the same time, we were told that Greg Popovich was reinvigorated coaching young guys, that he loved coaching the young guys, and he felt like he was youthful again. And that's why I think he'll stay for another year or two. But what I think they realized was DeJounte Murray is awesome, and where they're going right now, I feel like they were scared they were going to be stagnant. Like DeJounte Murray was an awesome cornerstone, but I feel like they were stagnant, that they were going to either stay borderline play-in or like the seventh seed at best. And I think they hit the reset button because next year the salary cap is going to jump from 24 billion to over $75 billion due to the fact that the media deal is right now 24 billion and it's going to jump to 75 billion, which will make the salary cap, I think right now is what, like 2 billion, 3 billion or whatever it is. So that's going to make it turn into like a 10 billion. And basically the Spurs, the Thunder, and I bet the Pistons as well, all these teams are going to have like multi-max contracts to offer. But also next year's draft class is going to be amazing, and the following draft classes are supposed to be also really good. And I think they're just looking like, hey, we need to find our next Tim Duncan. We need to find, yes, DeJounte Murray was their best point guard since Tony Parker, but I feel like there's so many guards coming into the NBA today and so many wing players that I think they're realizing, hey, let's go out and get ourselves like future talents. And I personally think Jeremy Sohan, who is the quintessential definition of a 1-5 defender, all he needs is his jump shot. They got themselves Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham. They kept drafting guards. So when this happened, they were ready. Okay, now we could argue maybe they move on from Doug McDermott or Josh Richardson or Jokic Pertl, but I don't want them to. Like, I think those guys are the right veterans to have on their roster. I mean, maybe Doug McDermott because he has one extra year, but Richardson and Pertl are expiring. Maybe if you guys want them to try to get compensation for those guys, let me hear your thoughts. Do you think they should trade Pertl, Richardson, and McDermott? I mean, I'm fine with them trading McDermott, but if they do the fire sale to keep getting acquisitions, I completely understand it because, hey, let's see what you have in Zach Collins if he's fully healthy. He had some moments last year. Okay, Romeo Langford, we never really got to see him in Boston. Let's see what happens there. Let's see what it looks like with Devin Vassell and Joshua Primo and Keldon Johnson getting a lot more shots. I want to see Trey Jones, running the point. Let's see Joe Wieskamp, have some moments. Keita Bates-Diop. There's a lot of players here, and they're probably going to go in free agency and get some young guys who they can, do some reclamation projects, in my opinion. And I think that's something people are overlooking about this Spurs team is that please do not worry. Everything is going to be fine. Okay, they let Lonnie Walker go to the Lakers. I understand that. And Brian Wright said he was transparent with Murray and his team during this whole thing. And they said they watched him grow from the rookie year to being an all-star, and said it was one of the toughest decisions they had to make. And it was just what was better for the franchise. They have so much cap space, and Brett Brown has been added to the staff, and I actually like this. I very much like this. As there's also rumors that because the deal could expand to have John Collins and Kevin Huerter in it. But yeah, they made the right move, in my opinion. They needed to go younger, and they did it. Okay, like they went full rebuild. And I understand why. Okay, I understand why they went full rebuild. Some people might not like it, but it's what they did. And I think it's interesting to see how this has all like kind of come down. But that's definitely where I want to hear your guys' opinions. What do you guys think of this move? And are you guys on the same page as me, or am I just being stupid? And I'm just optimistic that Brian Wright and the guys know what they're doing and that we shouldn't fret, because I feel like a lot of Spurs fans are worried that this might have been the worst move ever. But at the same time, I feel like this could be something leading to something better for them to have so much like talent and stuff, and maybe become a team like the Grizzlies, you know, in 2 years. But again, it is tough to overcome losing a franchise cornerstone like DeJounte Murray, which I understand.